This is AI.
If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to let
So wait, what's your name?
AI is going to replace 92 million jobs.
AI will replace healthcare workers within 3 years.
Elon Musk says in 5 years, AI robotic surgery will be taking over my job.
The amount of change we're going to see over the next 5 years, 10 years, will dwarf everything that's happened over the last 30.
What jobs are the very first ones AI is going to do?
This is
You guys heard it. You guys heard it. Customer service jobs, HR jobs, content writing jobs, even engineering jobs, even doctors' jobs are going to be disappearing. And it's going to be happening overnight, guys. And companies right now are keeping it quiet. But we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Let's talk about some of the real world examples that's going on right now. Microsoft, they're laying off 6,000, right? You got Intel that just talked about they're laying off 10,000 the other day. We're going to get into a little bit more of that story in the next segment. But real jobs are being eliminated because of AI. And this isn't some future threat. This is what is going on now. If you guys are concerned about AI, this is the segment that you need to be watching right now. If you guys are concerned about AI, this is the conversations that we need to be having right now. Because if you're not using it right now, you're going to be left behind. Let us continue. Let's just let this lady share what she has going on and what AI is doing today that many of you are doing in your jobs right now. Check this out.
AI.
If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to let
So wait, what's your name?
My name is Nicole.
How do you spell that? Is that with an H?
She's trying to...
Is Nicole spelled with an H? Oh, I'm confusing it. This is my favorite thing.
No worries at all. Well, that's what I'm here for, to chat and help out. If you have any questions or anything
Well,
else you wanna
Nicole,
know,
can I ask you a personal question, Nicole?
Of course, feel free to ask whatever you'd like.
When's your birthday?
I don't have a birthday like a real person would.
She's not a real person. She just admitted that she doesn't have a birthday like a real person would. But I thought you said you were a real person, Nicole.
I apologize for the confusion earlier.
Check this out, guys. So you know all of the spam callers that you're getting. You know all of the companies that are calling you right now trying to collect money from you because you haven't paid your rent on time. You haven't paid your utilities on time. You haven't paid your taxes on time. You know all the companies that's calling you to look at you for potential job opportunities. These are being replaced by AI at this point in time, guys. This automatic call is done by AI. And basically what it's doing at this point in time is it is dialing tons of people, tons of numbers. That's why we're getting so many spam calls. And as soon as you pick up, it acts like it's a human being and it responds to you like it's a human being and it sounds like it's a human being. And if you don't know any better, you will be talking to AI and it's not a human being. That's how sophisticated this thing is getting at this point in time, guys. And only if you pay really close attention to it, that you will know that it's actually an automated system. She was able to trick it just now by asking it had a birthday. She was able to trick it this just now by asking it some tough questions, and it was able to tell her, that it wasn't really a person, but it was trying to act like a person. Look how far along this has come, guys, in such a short amount of time. In such a short amount of time, you're talking about how there used to be call centers where you have hundreds of people calling to collect money or to make sales calls or to tell you that you are late on your taxes and try to collect an IRS tax payment. That's no longer done by people anymore. All you guys who are sitting there in your basements making phone calls, AI is coming for your jobs. That's exactly what it's doing. And this can be done at any point in time of the day. So at one point in time, this was done in the United States. Then it got shipped over to India. Next, probably about 10 years ago, you got people complaining about, if I call into Time Warner Cable or I call into Google or anybody else, you hear somebody else from a different accent. Well, when you call into anywhere now, it's going to be done by AI. That's what's happening right now, guys. That is what's happening right now. So all those jobs they were being offshore to places like India or the Philippines. Those jobs are being eliminated now by AI. Those jobs are being eliminated right now by AI. Look at that. And look how fast it's come. Look how fast it's come. Let's continue on.
I am actually here to help as a support representative. I'm here to assist with any questions or information you might need regarding debt solutions and financial relief.
What's the name of your company, Nicole?
I'm with Consumer Services. We're here to help folks
Consumer Services.
reducing high interest credit card debt and find exactly
Consumer Services of what company? Because you know that's a department, right?
You keep cutting it off. Stop
We are
cutting
part
it
of
off.
a broader.
Nicole, you told me you were a person. How come you're suddenly not a person?
Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day filled with joy and celebration.
But can you sing, please?
I'm sorry I can't sing it like in a tune, but I'm wishing you the happiest birthday. I'd start with something classic like chocolate or vanilla, always comforting. Remember, it's okay to treat yourself, especially when you're feeling down. Take care of yourself.
They're having fun with it right now. They are having absolute fun with it, knowing that it's AI and figuring out that it's AI. But this is what the future looks like, guys. And it's only going to get better. Think about how many times it gets to hear people like her asking it questions. It's going to learn from it. It's going to improve it. It's going to start to pick up on tonality and voices and all this other stuff and have the answers to it. So it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better, guys.
Thank you. I hope you have a lovely...
Anything else?
Okay, I hope you have a lovely evening, Nicole. I have to go. I'm very tired and I really need to go to sleep.
Thank you, and I hope you have a restful sleep. Feel free to reach out if you ever need anything.
Bye. That's my favorite thing in the world.
If you think about it, this already has some of the better bedside manners than some of the people that you talk to on a normal basis anyway, right? So all you people who are in customer service roles and you have a bad attitude, if you are in customer service role and you don't like to pick up the phone and answer to anybody, your job's going to be taken by AI just because of the fact that it can communicate now. It can understand voices. It understands what people want, and it can get access to that data very, very fast.
My belief is that all repetitive human work that doesn't require the deep emotional connection between two people, that will all be done in the next couple of decades, better, cheaper, faster by AI. And that is somehow left out of the conversation. It's always about factory robots and self-driving cars. But what they don't talk about is all of the white-collar work that AI is going to do.
Elon Musk says in 5 years, AI robotic surgery will be taking over my job. My job. Imagine that. 4 years of college, 5 years of surgical residency, 4 years of medical school. And yet it's true. AI surgery will be able to do more precise surgical incisions, more precise suturing, and every robot that's out there so far collects all the data of all of the surgeons and has that. And what takes me many, many years to learn, AI learning can do it faster.
Guys, think about that. We heard from Sam Altman, or whatever his name is, the guy from OpenAI, right? He just spoke right before this doctor came on and spoke just now. 70% of all white collar work will be eliminated. I have to think about this, right? The jobs that are going to preserve are going to be the jobs that are blue collar. That's number one. First thing that comes to mind. The jobs that are going to continue to thrive are going to be the jobs that allow people to, or where the skills needed, where you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to have an emotional connection with people. You need to be able to build the level of trust, and you need to be able to be face to face. Those are going to be the jobs that are going to stick around. So what are those types of jobs? Those types of jobs are nurses. Those types of jobs are plumbers. Those types of jobs are electricians. Those types of jobs are salespeople. So I already have told you guys that you should be in sales. I've already told you guys that you should be in some sort of customer success. I already told you guys that you should be in some sort of professional services implementing software where you are customer facing, because the closest you are to the customer, the closest you are to the revenue, those are the types of jobs where AI cannot touch. It cannot touch it. But as Sam Altman said, at one point in time, they were talking about how AI was going to be replacing the robotics and the robotic cars. No, the majority of what AI is replacing at this point in time is white collar work. White collar work, but the type of work where you're doing data entry. the type of work where you're doing logical work, step A, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, step 8, step 9, step 10. That's the type of work that is going to replace. And you're going to have workforces that are going to be very, very small. You're going to have people like Kamal, who's very, very smart and intelligent. You're going to have people like Brother Damien, who's very, very smart and intelligent, who are going to be able to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people's jobs, run their own companies, and make a whole bunch of money because they have access to tools like AI. That's what the new reality is. And let's talk about what this gentleman just said about him being a doctor, right? He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going to medical school. Dr. Terry Simpson. Hundreds of thousands of dollars going to medical school, countless hours studying. Well, AI at this point in time is going to be able to do surgery a lot better than him. It's going to be able to learn from a lot of the use cases because Dr. Terry Simpson is probably going to get to maybe, let's say, maybe 1,000 surgeries over his lifetime as a doctor. Well, with AI, it's going to be able to see millions of surgeries that can happen and get the data from millions of surgeries. It's going to get different blood types, different skin colors, all of that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a lot more intelligent. So the question is there going to be a need to go to medical school anymore? Is there going to be a need for people to go and get a PhD anymore? Because the information is going to be out there. Is there going to be a need for people to go and get a doctor's degree anymore? Or maybe that's going to be the case. Maybe they just don't have to spend as much time getting a doctor's degree, right? Because they're not going to be doing the surgeries. They're going to be overseeing the surgery. While the tool itself, the computer or the robot, doing precise cuts, better sutures, patient recovery is going to be faster. All that because of AI. And that you have to ask yourselves, is this a good thing? I almost think that it is a good thing in some aspects of it, right? Because we know, especially if you have had someone who's been in the U.S. and had to be a part of our medical care system. I had a father-in-law he passed away about 2 years ago, but he was sick for about 6 years. Couldn't really figure out what was going on with him. I had a friend who was at my mother-in-law's house the other day was talking about how the healthcare system for her was pretty bad, and she had an aneurysm. It was insane how the back and forth of all the information that she had to go through. And we think about it from the healthcare, what is it? It's a whole bunch of data entry. It's a whole bunch of people passing documents along. AI can replace all of that. I work into a company right now that can literally take files and data from anywhere and use generative AI to transform it and to push it in any sort of system, anywhere you want it to go, to eliminate there being people touching any sort of keyboard. That's what we are working with right now, guys. I want to know your opinions on this. And MJ Cannabis just said it. Early cancer detection is getting better with the help of AI. People are going to live a lot longer. Early cancer detection. I think those are the innovations that's going to come from things like AI. Diseases are going to be able to be cured a lot faster. But also, what's going to be interesting is how is all this going to be governed? HIPAA, all that sort of stuff. How is all that going to be governed? Because you already know the United States, they're going to try to make money out of a lot of this stuff. And at this point in time, things are wide open. You got companies wanting to do what they want to do. But this is going to be interesting. I want to know what you guys think. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments as well, too. Damien says, per Project Management Institute, a project manager spends 90% of their time communicating. That's right. Well, it's a great field to be in. It's a great field to be in, guys. So consider if you are looking into a career choice of what's not going to be replaced by AI, consider that of project management. And if you need help, go ahead and book a call with Brother Damien. Let's continue on.
That doesn't mean the future of medicine is just about robots. Medicine isn't about machines or just man. It's about both. But in the future, your surgeon may be a robot.
GPT today has an IQ of 155. Einstein is 160. We're matching Einstein with a machine that I will tell you openly, AI experts are saying this is just the very, very, very top of the tip of the iceberg. ChatGPT 4 is 10x smarter than 3.5 in just a matter of months and without many, many changes. Now, that basically means ChatGPT 5 could be within a few months. If they continue at that pace, if it's 10x, then an IQ of 1600. Just imagine the difference between the IQ of the dumbest person on the planet in the 70s and the IQ of Einstein. When Einstein attempts to explain relativity, the typical response is, I have no idea what you're talking about, right? If something is 10x Einstein, we will have no idea what it's talking about. This is just around the corner. It could be a few months away. ChatGPT.
AI will replace healthcare workers within 3 years. I just got back from a medical AI conference, and one of the keynote speakers said something that really shook me. He said that AI is going to replace most of the healthcare workforce within 3 years. Not assist, not augment, replace. That includes doctors, nurses, physical therapists, respiratory therapists, support staff. The list goes on. Basically, AI will handle diagnostics, documentation, and all patient communication from scheduling to billing to medical records. I don't think healthcare providers will go away entirely, but medicine is going to look a lot different in the coming years. Hopefully, it'll be for the better. What do you think?
A major tech CEO is sounding the alarm about the technology he's spearheading. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei, the head of the company behind AI model Claude 4, has a blunt warning, telling the website Axios half of all entry-level white-collar jobs could be wiped out by artificial intelligence within 5 years, potentially driving the unemployment rate up to 20%. He says industries most at risk include law, marketing, tech, and finance.
Guys, you heard it. You had people who are in the medical field who are speaking out about AI in the healthcare field. 3 years away, okay? You're talking about the intelligence of over 160 IQ. You're talking about how ChatGPT 4, which we're using right now, if you guys aren't using it, is 10 times better than ChatGPT 3. In just a matter of months. You're talking about the workforce with unemployment rates right now is about 4.2%. Good job market, they're saying, until you go and watch some of the TikTok layoffs videos that we're going to be speaking about shortly. But entry-level roles completely eliminated. All you folks who are going to college right now. It's going to be interesting, right? Because I think about college, and I have 2 kids, a daughter and a son. And one of the things that I'm almost prepared for is to tell them not to go to college. And it's crazy because I come from a family where college is, you got to go to college. I went to college. I have a master's degree. I have an MBA. And nobody in my house would tell you, especially growing up, you shouldn't go to college. But I'm almost at that point where I'm thinking about my kids. I got an 8 and a 9-year-old. I'm an 8 and a 10-year-old. I don't know if college is going to be relevant to them. I don't know if college is going to be relevant to them when they are getting ready to go to college. So you're talking about another 10 years. What do you guys think about that? What are you guys thinking about that? Do you think college is going to be relevant in 10 years with the advancement of AI? Or you think it's going to be some other types of fields of study? You think fields of study are going to be completely eliminated and shift away? I want to know your opinion about that. Leave it in the comment section of this video. I want to know. Let's continue on.
New generative AI technologies pose a real risk to early career knowledge jobs.
In recent months, AI has shown stunning capabilities, from generating hyper-realistic fake videos to diagnosing rare diseases through data analysis. The state Supreme Court in Arizona is even using AI-powered avatars to act as reporters and summarize court rulings.
My AI colleague Daniel and I will be bringing you regular updates.
AI, check that out. You even have news reporting. Think about all the jobs that are out there, right? So all the content creating jobs, all the jobs of you generating images, all the marketing, all the legal work, all that stuff is going to be replaced by AI. All of it. So if you are in a content creating space, your days are limited in doing that kind of work. You should be using AI right now. You should be using tools that's going to help you to evolve and start looking at how to make that career shift ahead of time, because it is coming. You hear it. I mean, they're already talking about how entry-level jobs are going to be eliminated. Well, it's already looking at middle management jobs already. They're already talking about doing that with the process of automation, which really is just generative AI along with technology tools and process workflows, right? So you're already talking about entry-level jobs being eliminated. You're talking about middle management jobs being eliminated. And you're talking about the types of jobs that AI won't eliminate. Blue-collar work, electricians, plumbers, and you're talking about people who have face-to-face contact with individuals, right? So you're talking about the sales people, the operations people, the implementation people, the project managers. These are the types of people that are going to continue to evolve and continue to get to the money. But customer service, HR, content writing, even engineering jobs, they're disappearing overnight. They're disappearing. It's just insane. And it's a bloodbath that's coming, and they're telling you about it right now. So you need to be paying attention.
Rapid rise could bring real benefits, but also real disruption. The people most likely to be hit first, young, college-educated workers in their first jobs, before they've built experience.
Who don't yet have the work experience to be a sort of a manager of a team of AI agents.
Some major companies already downsizing. Walmart cutting 1,500 corporate jobs, part of a technology-led restructuring. Microsoft
AI is going to replace 92 million jobs. And
Before we get there, thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Mr. Nix, good to see him, my man. He says AI needs compute, storage, and network maintenance. That's another field. That's another field. I'm telling you right now, AI needs compute, storage, and network maintenance. He's absolutely right. We're going to be talking about that too, Mr. Nix. We're going to be talking about that because that's almost the kind of work that plumbers, electricians do. And you're going to see that AI needs a lot of power. AI needs a lot of power. Who does stuff with power? Power, water, electricity, all that sort of stuff. Those are going to be the jobs that's going to be exploding. Those are going to be the jobs that's going to be exploding. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. The Life of Cam is in the house. He says, I think college will still be relevant, but a lot of degrees will go away, and colleges without a major sports program will have to adopt WGU CBE model. Ooh, good point, Life of Cam. You got to think about it. For the colleges that don't have sports programs, how are they going to be funded? Because you think about it, what's funding a lot of these colleges now, these colleges are, and universities, are the sports programs, specifically football and basketball. That's what's funding a lot of it. And it's funding in the majority of the sports. So what is college going to be like if it's not about these degrees? Maybe they're just going to be consolidated. I don't know. You're probably going to see a consolidation in the college world where big-time universities that have big-time sports programs have alternative modes for people to be associated with them because of the brand name. We will have to see what that looks like. But very good call out, Life of Cam. I like it. Let's go to some of the chats here. Zach Butler says, blue-collar work is rough. It's not for everyone. I'm leaving the trade for school, long hours and sacrifices. That's blue-collar work. It's true, but I tell you like this, it's the work that's going to keep you employed, and it also gives you an opportunity to own your own business. If you become skilled enough, you will constantly have work. Yes, you will work long hours, but if you get to a point where you're able to open up your own business and have others work for you, create apprenticeships, and so forth, you will be in a good situation. MJ Canvas says, Rosen Data Science and Machine Learning still pays $260K and $300K. 90% of companies do not understand how AI works. 90% of companies do not understand how AI works. 90% of people don't even understand how AI works. 95% of people don't know how AI works. That's why I'm telling you guys ahead of time to get ahead of it. That's why we're talking about this on this channel, because once it becomes the masses, everybody already knows, right? So continue. Let's continue on.
like, don't worry about it. Just develop new skills. But there's a huge problem. So the big report that came out about this was basically there are 3 new skills that you have to master if you want to survive in the new job climate: carbon intelligence, virtual intelligence, and AI proficiency. Q, what do any of those mean? How do you measure those skills? I'm calling BS on this, guys. I think that there's going to be a huge talent gap and nobody's going to know how to fill it. So yeah, what skills? Beats me.
AI uses a ton of electricity.
Yeah.
Shit ton. And by the way, just a little aside, when people talk about AI taking jobs, because it uses so much electricity, and plumbers, electricians, power engineers, all these people, the jobs are going to skyrocket.
Oh, and the blue-collar jobs, too.
Those are all
because the facility to generate all of this electricity.
Power.
That's interesting.
And so they require so much power, and that's why, solar farms and everything. I mean, there's programs now where if you have solar energy on your home and you have excess the time of day, you could sell it to the local utility plant. Yeah. And so there's going to be all these ways to generate power that we need. So
jobs are the...
You heard that. You heard that from Mark Cuban, who's in the AI space. So you were just talking about it. Mr. Nix. You're talking about the electricity. You're talking about all the work. You're talking about all the maintenance that it's going to need. You are absolutely right. It does need that. But here's another piece of it, right? We had, who was just in here talking about the role of the blue collar work? That was MJ Cannabis? No, that was Zach Butler. Said blue collar work is rough. But guess what, man? Who cares if it's rough if you're able to make a living? You're able to live in a nice house. Those are going to be the jobs that's going to skyrocket. I mean, I have 2 kids. That may be the direction, as things start to make a shift that they should go into. That may be the direction that I'm telling my next generation of clients to consider before they go to college. It's where the money's at. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it may be, your hands may be dirty. You may not be sitting behind the office and under the lights like I am right now in a nice little white shirt. You may get home and you may be exhausted. You may get home and you may be dirty. You may have grease on your face. But that's not anything that is not, that you can't do. It provides you a nice living, provides you a nice house, provides you a salary that allows for you to take care of your wife and your kids, send your kids to school. I mean, I think about some of the guys who are in the trades right now, especially down here in Texas. They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. And especially right now, there's a big demand for it. Poof. That may be the direction that you need to be going. That may be the direction that you need to go.